Welcome to the Fat Cats Rugby Podcast, bringing you candid rugby conversations, great interviews and insights into Ugandan rugby, and a touch of rugby in Africa and the world over. Fat Cats Rugby Podcast is a product of Fat Cats Media brand for all your audio-visual content needs and equipment hire. Hope you enjoy this episode.
Um, Another episode of the Fat Cats Rugby Podcast. Back to where it all began. Another episode, another day. Ruben, how are you doing?
Very, very well. Of course, it's always an exciting experience when we get to talk to different people in the rugby circles from different camps about different experiences. I'm eager to know about their experience from Toro. I'm bummed that we had to miss Toro. I think we need to be more serious, especially with the upcoming circuits, and perhaps even plan better for next year. It seems that the parties at those up-country circuits, we are paying attention to the wrong things.
So you're saying salary should come early?
Yes, whoever is paying us, please find attached.
Yeah, you know, when I saw a tweet of someone where they were saying when a ram hits a cob, rugby sevens is very unpredictable. So we said, okay, let them come here and brag about how they eat a cob day in, day out. Maybe for those who are just watching this for the first time, we have the Nile Special Sevens that is ongoing. Recent circuit was in Toro, Fort Poto, or as other people say, Port Poto. And one of the key fixtures involving the champions of the day, that was Cobs, took on Rams, and Rams did the job, and they managed to beat up on Cobs. That result ending 7-5. And it's on that basis that we're going to have our two guests here from Rams. They call themselves the Ugandan Rugby Academy. So maybe from my left and on my right, let me have the gentleman on my left introduce himself to our viewers and tell us maybe a thing or two about himself. Then we go to the lady on my right.
Thank you, Edwin. I'm Jude Rwakayanga. I'm a dentist by profession. I've been a rugby player for over 17 seasons, and I'm a coach. I'm a specialist coach, S&C, and Sevens coach.
No, thank you. Nice to have you here. The
And,
lady on
at the
my
same
right.
time,
Yes.
I'm also the general secretary for Rams.
Oh, okay, perfect. Lady on my right. I know usually you say ladies first, but
I
since
was
you're the
about to
one who brought
actually
the
come
tweets,
for you.
since you brought the
Hmm?
tweet out, I said you should be the last to speak on this one. So, lady on my right.
Thank you so much, Edwin. Nanyonyi Immaculate. I use Mbabazi. It's my name from home, Poto. I did education, literature and English from Makerere University. I'm a sportswoman. I've done several sports at the university. I've traveled. So I think I ended up being in rugby, and I am now concentrating on rugby. Yeah, before the injury, as an active player, so now I'm in management. I'm the TM for Ewes.
Okay.
So, and actually, I'm working somewhere else. I'm not teaching.
Okay, perfect. Nice introductions there. So we have a person from the Ewes, that is Immaculate, and then we have from the Rams, Jude. Jude has been a fixture in Ugandan rugby for quite some time. So maybe as we go ahead, we'll get to hear his story as well as Immaculate telling us about that injury. Maybe Immaculate, just to come to you. You are very happy in Toro. Tell us what excited you about that game that you had to tweet and smile for everyone in the video.
Actually, Toro Sevens was one of a kind. It was a circuit that we really enjoyed. First of all, I traveled as a fan. I didn't go in any management of Rams. I went as a fan because I thought if I'm in management, I would not enjoy and I'd gone to see my people at home. So we watched the games the first day, and it was so interesting that these teams you don't expect came up and had to outwin these bigger teams we usually see. So when Rams got on our cob, we are so excited. Actually, not only me, but also other people. We are so excited. We are here for good rugby. We are not having anything like I hate cobs, I hate heathens, but we are here for good rugby. So if Warriors came out and do a good thing or play well, so we shall cheer up. That is it.
You know, there's one thing I've noticed about Cobs in these sevens.
Yeah.
They have one loss every circuit.
Yeah.
So it's important to know when that loss is coming. And maybe it was also a blessing in disguise for them to get that loss on day one
Yeah.
in the group. So that means now they had to focus through the whole of day two and just get the win.
Yeah, for us in who stuck around in Kampala, I mean, watching it on the stream, watching the guys on their Nile Special, and then all of a sudden you start seeing these shock results coming in trickling. Day one, shock result. Day two, some shock results. Day one, notably, Heathens were knocked out in the group stages. And as Immaculate said, not that we hate Heathens or we like to see them suffer, but I mean it gathered a few laughs. I was in a place in the evening and I was told to go back home and sleep early so that I could wake up before 8 and sing Omuchere Munyama. So I really got offended.
7
by
a.m.
that.
Challenger
7
Cup.
a.m. Heathens that are used to waking up at 8 and they play at 10 had to deal with that kind of affair of playing the first game of day two. But it goes to show the level of competition that was in Toro, courtesy of the guys at the Uganda Rugby Union and Nile Special Flexipay that have helped activate many products at these particular circuits. This week there's a break, so it's a bye weekend. I don't know, Jude, does it mean Rams will sit back and not do S&C this week?
We are in full form.
Okay.
Actually, it has given us more training time.
Yes.
Yeah, because the week that we play, we have less sessions. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because we need to give that room for people to recover. Someone who's going to play for 2 days, they need enough recovery. More so even when they are going to travel, see most travels 40s, over almost 290 kilometers, to and back. So this week at least we have enough time to prepare to go on top of that group at Chadon.
Yeah, Ruben, Cobs, after that display in the quarterfinals against Pirates, where a lot of banter was gotten out of a few pictures. I saw you using your thumbs on the TL and showing that you also have jokes. You're a funny guy. What was the impact of that game, particularly for Cobs going through and beating Pirates, who they had earlier beaten in the game at the Rwakayanga Sevens, the semi-final?
Yeah, ideally, Pirates, of course, being the team that had so far won two circuits, they become automatically the target. Everyone is eyeing to be like, you know what, we need to beat those guys. And it for a team that had a shaky day one, Cobs losing to Rams, you need something that's going to give you the motivation. And I think the turning point for them was really in that game, getting everything right. I mean, we had this conversation with Dexter building up from in the Rwakayanga Sevens going into Toro, that even that time, for some reason, Cobs was playing more of the structured rugby while Pirates was relying a lot on the individual brilliance. And it was in this particular game as well where we would see similar patterns. But now the difference was that this time that you're having them match out the Pirates one-on-one. So they are equaling the individual brilliance. So when it goes down to structure, what happens? And of course, with the banter online, one thing about rugby that I've come to learn in all this time that I've been there is that, man, everything comes full circle. Everyone has a day when they get their share. So our dear friend from the other camp in Boyogiriri, how did he say? And there were a lot of people backing him. Hey,
Yes.
what? But what if it's a fact? But now we could also see from the photos when you see, they say when it's not funny when the rabbit turns the gun towards you as well.
That picture was not funny at all. But as we say, today is about Rams, and we're going to focus on their growth. Maybe just one thing before we get into the Rams story of the academy, how you have built Ugandan rugby and how the Ewes have also come up and been a force in women's rugby as well. Jude, as S&C, tell us what was through your players' minds when you are playing that fixture against Cobs. How did you manage to stick to your game plan and eventually win?
Thank you. As S&C, we prepare these players for the time that they will last on pitch and how much they can give in level of performance. We have built since pre-season. I think we went to Toro when it was our week 8 of training, and our players had got more confident. The gym sessions, I told them they are strong physically. They've been running. The endurance has been picked. So, and I told them just go and do your best because we have gone through everything. Don't try to do a lot of things. Work as a team, work as a unit, and the results will be visible. And they stick to the plan.
Yeah, it was quite evident. The end of that particular fixture, Rams 7, Cobs 5. Now we go into the story of the Ewes.
Very interesting name they use there.
The Ewes, yeah.
We have seen many people
Yeah.
have different pronunciations of the use.
So that's why we have Lady Immaculate from Fort Porto here to tell us. We want to know this particular club. We see them in the ladies' league, that is 15s. We have seen them in the Central Sevens, but we don't know where they come from. We don't know their story. We don't know what they're about. And I'm told you're the team manager, so you have all the records, you have all the information. Give us that story.
Thank you. The Ewes, actually, they are 3 years old. They started in 2010, but with tag rugby. So they had to cease, and from that time, we came to lockdown. That's when, after lockdown, that's when we had to resume work at Ewes. That's when Jude and the Rams management had to come up and build the team afresh. So I came in as a player from the university after I had graduated. I graduated in 2021. So during that period of lockdown, I was staying there inside the university. So I looked for any sport that was active. Rugby was active. I used to go do touch with the guys around. So in touch, that's where as I got interest, I started looking for a ladies team around, and I got to Ewes. So when we started, I think we played some tournaments, friendlies with Black Pearls. So I think that's where Coach Leo spotted me. Coach Leo had called me for the national 15s. So from there, Black Pearls came to Makerere. So when they came to Makerere, we played, and unfortunately, I got an injury. I broke 2 bones of my ankle. So from there, I think up to now, I've never gone to play rugby. So I was like, since I'm an active sportswoman, I'll not sit down. So I continued with management. At the university, I was doing different sports. So since I had graduated, I needed to be in a club because I'm still in the handball club, but I got interest in rugby. Yeah, the university had no rugby team for ladies. So when I got the Ewes, I had to get my friends from basketball, handball. Actually, we have Immaculate in Sima, who is on the 15th team. She came to Ewes because of me. Mm, we had a very interesting team before my injury. I'd brought very many girls from the university. Udai and Alubega, who played on the sevens team, but now she's busy with work. Sherina, very many basketballers who joined rugby. Because I think that time, 2021, December, before December, we had Kings of Rugby, FASU. We hosted at Makerere, and that team that played, we all stayed in Ewes. So when I got the injury, and Shireen also got an injury, but hers was not severe like mine, most girls ran away because of my injury. It was so terrible. So when they went, I stayed around. We had to continue playing up to now. Now the team is playing the Central Sevens. We hope for better because now so far 3 years. And we have the academy. We have some girls from Makerere Yellow. It's called Makerere Makerere University Primary School. It is called Yellow. We have some girls there. We have some other community schools there where we're going. We have girls, we are training them. Yes, it's good that Coach Jude is also here. He'll add up because he's now the coach for the ladies. What I am promising is we are doing better and we are still continuing to do better. So we have, Ewes is a combination of the university ladies and community. Some community girls that started in Ewes, some of them Thunderbirds actually has taken two of our girls.
Which girls are those?
Comfort Angaika
Uh-huh.
and Nina Sharon. I think there's another girl, but she was initially for Chadondo. She had picked interest in Ewes. She played for us, but later went. So we count 2 girls. So besides that, we shall continue doing well as a team. Yeah, those things are there in rugby. But actually, we need the union to intervene because we cannot be getting our girls, our players and people because we have the best foundation. We just come out of the blue and take our players.
For greener pastures.
Isn't there any paperwork that these girls have to sign as players of Ewes.
Yeah, we have actually signed.
So
Signed.
when like Thunderbirds takes one, is that a breach of contract or any other club?
We had not yet, but I think the union is on it because we complained. Coach Jude were together when we were complaining, and we wrote because Thunderbirds has to pay. For Angaika Comfort, they will not take her. Yes, she's there, but they will not take her. She's one of the girls that Coach Jude started with when I had also not yet gone to Ewes. So, and we are going to have some tournaments at the university. Kings of Rugby is coming. The FASU Games is coming in October. So I hope to get more girls from the university. When we train, I think I want to rebuild the other team that I was with when I joined Ewes. So when they come after the university games, because even in December, we are hosting the Ewes, Association of Uganda University Sports at Makerere.
Yes.
So rugby will be part, and I hope the ladies will participate. So from there, actually, we even have France next year for the university. So all those tournaments, since we don't have the ladies team at the university, you is there. So when they come, we shall train them and maintain them.
Maybe on just a bit of a personal note there, I wanted to. I think the one thing that has really intrigued me is the fact that you've talked about having played a number of sports. What do you think about you gives you that ability to be able to switch from one sport to the other and then maybe comfortably play this one and then go to the next with so much comfort? You know, you talked about handball, then moving to rugby, two different kinds of sports, although they both use hands on the ball. And also maybe while you're at that, you've really mentioned a lot about your injury. I think I did see you on clutches sometimes in sometime in Makerere. I know the challenge of breaking a leg, but when you talked about two bones, that sounds crazy. So, your return, is it that medically I've not yet given you a thumbs up? Have you just mentally say that I'm not going back to experience something similar? Do you not feel like you're ready? Why do you think you can't go back?
I don't feel that I can't go back because I'm a real sportswoman.
Okay.
I can go back, but because of work, my work commitments, and now the route that I've taken, management. So I really want to concentrate on that, and I can really motivate. You know, when you motivate people, there is something that they see on you and say, yes, you can actually follow her. I've been an active sportswoman since high school. So when I joined Makerere, I became the sports minister. I did several sports: netball, handball, basketball. For rugby, it wasn't there. So from there, why I'm saying that I did several sports and I got interest in rugby is because when you're a real sportswoman, there is no game that you can't play. Maybe if you're not a sportswoman. But for me, I used to do each and every sport and I was so comfortable and I really enjoy it. So if you're a sportswoman, you can do everything. You can do each and every game. So for those who saw me play rugby up to now, they say, we really lost you.
Which
Maybe
position did you used to play?
15s, I used to do, I used to be at the park.
Okay.
Yes. For sevens, actually, we had not yet started sevens very well, but we had the Kings of Rugby Sevens, Africa Sevens. I also played. So I didn't play rugby so much, but since I had the touchy games I used to do at Makerere touch with the men, I picked up quickly. And Coach Jude, when he came to train us, I had already picked the sport because I used to see it at the university, but nowhere to play it from.
Coach Jude, your name has been mentioned as a guy who motivated Immaculate to start this rugby career of hers, though cut short by injury. As a coach, how do you identify this talent and say that now this is the lady who should play for us?
As a coach, one, you look at someone who has interest in playing, someone who enjoys what they are doing. That's where we start from.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you find a player, a girl or boy who really enjoys playing, the next thing we do is to direct them how to play.
Yeah.
And how to play better, enjoy, and also be efficient to put results on. Yeah, so as she said, when they were hosting First Games 2021,
Yeah.
Madam Penina contacted me and said, I would like to have a ladies team. By then, we were in the building phase of Ewes because we had our academy. Our academy actually started in 2010. That's when we started to train from Makerere, from Lago. We never used to have a rugby ground. All the days we would play with the shield, the nationwide. We just had like a small compound, more like this.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where we would prepare from and then come and compete with guys. But during the time when Obote was chairman
Yes.
of Impis, yeah, he allowed us to start to train from.
So you started effectively in 2010.
2010. So when we started, we're like, now we have to bring on board the young ones so that we beef up the team because we always have a challenge. A person, there's just become a senior player, is their third year, is finishing campus, is finishing medical school, is finishing paramedical, so we won't have a chance to see them again. So we're like, no, we need to build players who can stay longer. So we started with both boys and girls. The first lot of the players we had in our academy,
Yes.
Those were the likes of Danny Katerega, is now at Buffaloes.
Dan
Sean
Katerega,
Myers
wow,
there,
okay.
the same. Danny Chisache Mkama is in Kenya. Yeah. So that was the first lot. I think from that lot we have Brian Wandela. They were all young boys.
All young boys,
at
yeah.
that time. And we had girls as well, but the biggest challenge was maintaining a girls team. One, that when these boys would finish tag, we didn't have a transition because we didn't have a ladies team. So some girls would fall off. We reached a time where like, no, we now have a good number of girls. We need to create them the next stage, for them the next stage. And that's how we came up with the female team. Previously, we had Ewes as our fans. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had Ewes as our fans because we were from Lago. We had the boys were the Rams, the ladies were the Ewes.
Okay.
Yeah, so like now, let's build it more from fans.
Yeah.
To a real team. And as you say, with me when we started the COVID, the lockdowns came in. Yeah, so we had to stop for a year. So when Madame Pena told me I want to have a ladies team compete at the Africa University Games, I was like, yeah, it's the right timing. Because I told her we're already building a ladies team here, and I saw it as an opportunity to add on the university ladies. So
who can play rugby as well?
Who can play rugby. She had
okay.
already been a regular in the Friday Touch rugby.
Friday Touch, yeah.
Yeah, and then Sunday Touch. Yeah, so they gathered different girls from different disciplines: athletics, football, basketball, handball. And I think we had to prepare for like 3 weeks before the tournament. Yeah, it was tough.
And that's how the ladies started.
Yeah, that's how it started.
It revitalized club.
Yeah.
Ruben, Jude said that they managed to convert lady fans who are called they used to become players. I don't know if Kings Park can do the same. If they can change from giving Negroes to seeing some of them lifted in the line out, some of them scrummaging. What do you think about that? Is that possible? Musa always says that we need to have these Chadondo guys who go to have fun converted to rugby fans and players. What do you think?
First of all, it takes heart and initiative from the person themselves. I mean, someone can do all they can to convert you, but if you yourself within your heart, you're not there yet, nothing can be done to change. But it's great to see what they have done so far. I'd like to say Rams has a lot of players it has really developed. Even those that have just, let's say, was somewhere else and have gone to the club and then eventually leave, you see there's a bit of a difference there. They really, really do a lot, and especially now with Makerere College, the work that even comes from that partnership between Rams and Makerere College is also something that is valuable to development of the talent in the next generation. I think it's a really, really good thing that we need to find a lot more of those templates put into different locations, and also other clubs really should pick up on it and also say we are not just thinking about the now. How about the future? What are we doing in the future? How can we impact the future? That's something very important.
Maybe before Jude now tells us why. At the time, we always knew that Rams was only a team of pharmacists, and I was like, are these all pharmacists and whatever? We at the Fred and Winnie B&B, our usual home where we usually shoot the podcasts, 10 self-contained rooms with 2 kitchens and a chef to cater for your every need. The chef will cook any meal that you desire at the time when you come and have your stay at the Fred and Winnie B&B. There's always that tropical breakfast with a select portion of fruits that you may have as and when you have and enjoy your stay here at the Fred and Winnie B&B. A pickup from the airport and transport around Kampala can always be organized. So do give us a shout out and check the details. The contact will be at the bottom, and have a look at the offers that will be available for you. And do say that Patcat sent you. Jude, there was a time you were called MRI Rams, Mulago Rams. What is the history of Rams? When did you guys start this thing called Rams? Who started it? Who are the pioneers?
The pioneers. Rams
Yes.
was started by students of then Mulago Paramedical Training Schools. That was way in 1999.
Okay.
And they started to play competitions officially in 2000.
2000. Okay.
Yeah, that's when they became a member of Uganda Rugby Union.
All right.
The pioneer chairman was Eddie Mukwaya.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's now living in Australia.
Mm.
There were the group of Mlondo Peter. He's around. He's a pharmacist. Works with KCCA. As you see, the core is also Moa. He works with the UPDF Air Force. He's a medic.
Yes.
Well. So the core of Rams is Molago.
Mm.
That's why you find many of us medics in the team. Yeah, so it gave rise to many rugby players have passed through Rams, including some senior players like Victor Wadia.
Victor Wadia was in Rams?
Yes.
When was that?
The days before us.
Oh, the days before.
Yeah, because personally I joined Rams in 2006.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I was at dental school.
Okay.
That's when I joined Rams and started to play in the league. And we used to play, it was for vibes. Yeah, fun. Rugby in Mulago was the weekend plot.
Okay.
Because you're sure over the weekend you'll go Chadondo, travel to Jinja to play Nile, go to Intele to play Mongas. And so when time passed by, the team grew in numbers, and we saw that we could really challenge. And that's when we started to think beyond just having a weekend plot. And we chose to make it a full-fledged club. And in 2012, we registered our constitution and we started a new journey. Yeah, because one of the challenges we had at being an institution-affiliated team, when it was holidays, you couldn't gather players.
Yeah.
You couldn't get facilitation to cover for matches. So one was to be operating throughout. And we said, yes, we are from Lago, but we are going to affiliate the community around us. And that's why we opened up started inviting the young boys from Makerere, Mulago, Chebando, and whoever would come from nearby, because the likes of Nelson Mandela came from Nankulabi areas. And then we also looked into the school activities, where we brought on board Makerere College. Yeah, I remember the likes of Desire when they were still playing in the Makerere under-17 team. Yeah, and they rose and even started to play the likes of Chiseka, the ref. Yeah, those were the first players I think we worked with at Makerere College. By then, Chiseka, the areas were the years below them. And we affiliated other schools like Green Hill, Mango SS. And time came, well, now we had to zero. Beyond the schools that were more supportive, the schools which had the administration that were more supportive, but continue with our community academy. Yeah, because we knew that this is what will keep us going, whether their schools are in holiday, Mulago is in holiday, Makerere is in holiday, or one player is now finishing university, is starting to work, to have a steady replacement for them. And in 2016, Rams qualified to the Premiership. Okay. From I think we were the last group to play the nationwide challenge before they came with the regions. And we qualified after summer camp, had qualified and transitioned to Warriors. Yeah. We actually, that was the year the league was expanded from 8 teams to 10. Yeah, because we qualified with Guru, who had been the champions of the Shield. And even before that, Rams, our strength, I think you could say that was in sevens. In 2013, we were overall number 3. Okay. Yeah, with steep competition from Buffaloes.
I think that's the season Buffaloes won.
And they were second. I think Heathens won.
Heathens won, okay.
Because Heathens had a very lead team. The likes of Bisho, Benoni Chiza, Michael, when they were young.
It's empty in Heathens.
Yeah, the one that never used to joke.
Yeah, the team was, I think it was, by then it was only Heathens and Cobs, which were hard teams for us to crack. But the rest in sevens would take on any team and win with good scores. Yeah, so Rams has evolved since then. From there to expand to form a second team because the academy grew numbers that to feed the senior team and we have reserves. That's when we started the second team. And we have not stopped at that. We are still into rugby development. And yes, we've had shocks here and there. And actually they have made us to strategize better to where we are now, and I will assure you that in the next 3 years, Rams will be competing for the title.
Yeah, that's great to hear. The one thing I want to know about Rams, everyone usually, if you're not really close to Makerere, you just know Rams as the team that is based in Makerere, or off the banter that you guys have with your neighbors, impis about landlord and everything. Yeah. But I want to know, if someone came and wanted to ask you really, what's Rams all about? How is the culture in Rams? How do you guys bond off the pitch? Tell us a little bit about Rams as a lifestyle.
As a lifestyle, okay. Rams, the culture is about giving opportunities and sharing opportunities through rugby. We are a family in Rams. We are in for each other. We welcome anyone and we share with them the opportunities that we have. And that's what has kept us together for a long time. When you look at Rams, I think if you've been around, there are faces you've seen consistently, whether on or off pitch, together, throughout thick and thin. And this culture was, personally, I found it there because I was recruited by the late Patrick Rwakayanga. Yeah, he was a great man. who used to gather us all, and he taught us how to share, how to live for each other, how to be in for each other, not just at school or on pitch, but even outside. Yeah, so grew with we grew with this culture, shared it even with the next generation, so that they know that at Rams we are one. We're always there for each other, whichever capacity we can.
Okay. You know, my first game I ever played for boot camp was against Rams.
How did that turn out?
And that's one of the things they say. Rams like milking. Rams like doing these things. Jude, are these things true? Because for me, I also have my complaints.
Red pepper.
They say that you guys just when the Rams operates, then you get to know. So, what's that culture? I have seen very many people come out and complain about you guys.
Honestly, there's no dirty play culture.
Yeah.
Actually, Rams has a good number of professional coaches.
Yes.
But you know, in a game, at times it comes to that contest between individuals.
Yes.
Yeah, those one-on-one contests, starting maybe from scrum down, the breakdowns.
Yes.
Yeah, so certain times, some things go out of way, but it's not what we coach.
Yes.
Because we coach rugby, and we uphold all values of rugby.
Okay.
Yeah. So some of those things, they just happen maybe on individual basis. You see them happen in all games everywhere. Sometimes there's that fierce contest between certain players, but it's not what is coached at the team. Actually, we really coach good structured rugby at Rams.
My apology accepted on my end. Maybe if I just disturb Immaculate a little bit here. Immaculate, you guys have been participating in the Central Sevens. And I think you have had your fair battles with this Lady Swans and I think the Lady Pacers. How have those battles been? I think you have played 2 circuits. You played at Graveyards and then you also played at Mobs. Yes.
Graveyard twice.
Oh, and Makerere, the other one that was supposed to be in Entebbe. Yes. How has that circuit been and how has it helped you guys prepare for your tournament? I think you said you have a tournament in later on this year.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, the girls are really improving. We were the third, I think, on the table. We appeared the third. The mobs circuit went on well. Actually, I think what we need to improve with our girls is when we reach semi-final there, is where things don't go on well. But we start well. We started the circuit very well. And the girls are happy because they've also added on their skills for rugby. And after the Central Sevens, we have not sat. They are there on pitch. Actually today, Coach Jude delegated another coach to train the ladies. They are there training. Yeah, they are not seated at home because we have a lot to do. I think there is another tournament that we are rooting for after the Africa Rugby Sevens, the Chigezi. I think Coach Jude, I don't know if you have it in your plans, you talk about it.
Yeah.
But the ladies are also going.
Okay.
So we are not seated. Lady Swans came in and Lady Pacers. Yeah, Lady Pacers is a good team because they are the winners of the tournament. And we hope for better next time.
Maybe I don't know if you go around your recruitments. You mentioned Makerere that you have an association with them and you have some young players who you are training. I don't know if you go around Africa, Mary Stewart, Complex, Akamwesi, Nana to get PMC to get some girls to come and play for you. How is your recruitment done at your club?
Yeah, for example, you see, for any, I'll start with these ladies are hard to get, and keeping them in any sport, unless someone is willing. For example, for us who are willing to be in sports, Coach Jude would not plead for us. So I, first of all, I was from Mary Stewart. I had 3 Mary Stewart girls, Sherina, Winnie, and they left. They're doing basketball. So Africa, I also have some ladies. The freshers are coming in this August. They're coming in. And when freshers come at Makerere, they get orientation. Those ones who do sports, who are doing sports from high school, they get to know them. Good thing I'm in touch with the Games Union, Madam Penina and Mr. Brian. I'm in touch with them. So if the freshers come in, and besides the usual schedules for games at the university, we again have the October tournament where I'll need Madam Penina. We orient the girls, those ones who will come in and join the Ewes, so that we get prepared. So I hope to get the girls. Yes, university is there, community, and the primary schools that are around Makerere University.
Now, I think Ruben, she earlier mentioned the problem that they have been having is that they lose talent as well. Most of these clubs come and poach their players. I don't know what you mean. There's a laid out policy, I believe, in respect to transfers on how people can leave, but I do assume it applies for the women's game as well. I don't know. Maybe you had earlier mentioned that you and Thunderbirds had been in a spot for, I think, Anena.
No,
Yes.
Comfort and
Comfort and Deka and who?
Anena Sharon.
Yes.
And I think there is another one who was called Jovia Nyamungu. But for Anena and Nyamungu, those, I think they started because I found them at Ewes.
Yes.
But what I know, they were part of Chadondo.
Yes.
So they came to Makerere to be in Ewes willingly. So I think they later had to go back to their home.
Yeah.
They went. Those ones we didn't. But Angaika.
You're not letting her go.
But we are not leaving
You
her.
seem very determined on that one.
Yes.
So which position does she play?
She's a halfback.
She's halfback, eh?
Halfback.
Okay.
Hey, man. Everyone needs a good halfback.
Hey, yeah. So if she can do the Rams, PDs, why should she be taken?
Oh, she's really a good player that
Yes.
Coach Jude has modeled.
Actually, right now she's with the national team.
Yes.
Okay.
And the
So
national
that's for sevens?
Yes.
Okay.
The national call-up was from Ewes, not stand-up.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
She's still a player.
Cecilia
Yeah.
player.
Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge that I think I have noticed even in the men's setup.
Yeah.
I don't like to call them the smaller sides, but not the usual big three in the men. That we do have those laws that are supposed to guide the process on how a player is supposed to be transferred, but somehow I don't think the enforcement or the implementation is strictly adhered to. And the teams with the influence always find a way of manipulating it. And if you do not, as a team, also decide to be very determined in how to counter that, you can easily lose your player. So it's something that cuts across. And I think the union needs to really sit down and first of all find stringent punishments for these things once they actually find that the team X is guilty of something like that. But also that what are the processes before teams feed in their team list? What kind of database does the union have? Does it cross-check with any of the things that are being talked about? Do they have the right documentation from both sides? Are both teams in agreement?
In agreement, yeah.
Also, I don't know. Also, to what extent does a player also have say in
their transfer? Yeah.
So there's a lot that needs to be.
Actually, for the men,
Yeah.
it has been streamlined
Okay.
already.
Mm.
And because I think it started being strictly implemented, especially in the Premiership, like 3 seasons ago. There's a well laid down transfer procedure for a player to move from Team A to Team B. One, Team B will ask for Team A to release a player. That is one. Or two, the player can ask their teams, their mother team, to be released to the team they are going to. So these are the laid down procedures. One, Either a player is a contracted player or is an uncontracted player. So if he's a contracted player, of course, the contract is signed coming to play. If they're an uncontracted player, they look at the age, development age. If a player is from 17 years to 23 years, one, the team he has been playing for has to release him to the other team, but there is a fee, a development fee. It's determined, there's a calculation already determined by union, which the other team has to pay for that release to be actioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for some of these players who cross within that range, that fee is agreeable. The team makes payment for that player and they leave. If a player is above 23 years, they are entitled to be released. Above 23 years without contract, once you want to move on, you have to release them.
How about with contract? Is there any compensation?
If yes, of course, if there's contract, then it's the terms of the contract that will come into play.
Okay.
Yeah, so you realize that Rams somehow, we picked out of interest in this because we, at a certain time, we were caught off guard. By the way, it has not started with the current generation.
Yeah.
I think it was around 2012 or 2011. Emma Chivirige, Julius Tumwesije, and then Israel moved to Cobbs. Yes, they moved to Cobbs. Okay. By then, we didn't have these procedures in place. And so I think that was the start of, because we started to see losing players. So we pushed, of course, the union through their books and what they put down this procedure, which is operating right now. Yeah, but as a club, since even one of those actually why we lost some players last season is because as a club as we keep growing, we keep looking at how we make Rams a better place.
Yeah,
to compete and for players around. So we came up with a long-term athletic development program for our players. Where a resolution was made by the Rams Excom that each player must have a minimum of 5-year contract.
Okay.
Yeah. And some players didn't take it light because some want to have the shoe they shine and they have their destination they want to.
Yeah, they want to go to another club.
But we're like, this is a club that is working with minimal resources. So we have to put those resources we have to maximum use. So we gave them a leeway. Either with the program or we can excuse and stay friends.
Which players particularly were these who you had to let go of?
Yeah, we had to let go of
Manuel
Kinyera, Arnold Musazi.
Okay.
Yeah, because those are players who are above development.
Yes.
They are no longer development players and they are not on contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were not comfortable with the contract.
Yes.
Including some who are on contract, who are in the development age, but also not contracted, likes of Ryan Mwandegu,
okay,
the Christopher Kato, Rui Soboy. So we had
Rui Soboy, who is in Rhinos.
Yeah, who is in Rhinos. So we had to really create a system. Like what I told Ruben, that in the next 3 years we should be able to challenge for the title. Yes. Yeah, for the title. I'm certain because now we have a system in play. Yeah, because you know that to get the best, you've seen all these players develop. Especially, I'll take the top of Uganda players.
Yeah.
Yeah, the likes of Phil, Aaron.
Yes.
Including even Kasito. We've seen what it has taken them to be at the level
at that peak
they are right now. Even the likes of Kisiga. You cannot get a player from the low point to the high point in 1 year.
Yes.
Yeah. So you need a player to have been on a consistent program for at least 2 years, and the 3rd year you're getting to their peak where you can challenge. And then you can have the fruits for the next 2 years. And the player can think of either extending Olive. We know we should put in the best out of the player. Because also we want to keep producing players for Uganda. Yeah, the first time Uganda won the African Rugby Sevens, Rams had a player on that team, Robert Anguzu. And
Yeah, I think I remember him. The guy who used to have, is it a mohawk or something like
Yeah.
that?
yeah, actually
Hey.
he's making a return soon.
Where has he been?
Work issues. He was doing veterinary medicine, so he got into his final year. How to
Oh,
finish the
okay,
year,
yeah.
get into work and settle.
Okay, makes sense, yeah.
So, it really takes time for someone to settle in and say. He says, I still want to
To play.
come to pitch.
But you see, that I understand the essence of work,
Yeah.
but work has robbed us of so many brilliant years of many players.
Actually, across Uganda rugby, when
Yes,
you look at
Starting
our
with,
retirement
starting with
age,
Immaculate here.
Mm.
Hey.
when you look at our retirement age,
Mm.
we never have players. We look at I think the average age is below 30 years.
Yes, yeah, below
and,
30.
and if you're going to compete at world stage,
Yeah.
it's like institutions really need that experience. That's why some they say you cannot send a boy to do a man's job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really need that
That
experience.
is true.
Yeah, so it has been a challenge.
But then how does rugby or how does sport in Uganda put itself in a position where we don't lose those players? Is there anything we can do financially to compensate what their workplaces would do?
I think one is rewards. When you look at also that age is what does the game put on the table. Yeah, and I think we can see what is happening. We will take an example of the national sevens team. I think is the only national rugby team with contracted player.
Yeah.
And actually, I think that's one of the reasons you see that a group of players have been able to play longer at that team than before. You would see previously we would lose players dubiously when we travel to play.
Yeah.
The likes of Pario.
Yeah, Pario, yes. Vijik.
Actually, I think Vijik didn't go in such a way. Yeah, but there are those players who just disappear, Ramadan. Because they are worried, they are not sure what rugby will provide for them the next day.
Yes.
Yeah. So we hope this will move down to even clubs to see that whatever small thing is there is defined and the player is assured of getting something. That's where we shall start from.
Maybe Immaculate. Which players in Ewes are bubbling that we should be ready to look out for in the next 2 to 3 years? That when we watch this podcast 3 years from now, we'll say Immaculate picked out these players, and who in your team is really those promising players. Well, I know you already mentioned, you said Immaculate is on the national team, and maybe give us some more players who believe soon to be senior players in the national team, and also grow your club as well.
I have Nakato Agatha. He's already a call-up on the national team sevens.
Sevens, okay.
Yes. Another one is Angaika, the one we are talking about.
Yes.
She's just gotten done with her Form 6. There is Nantongo Fiona. There is Christiana Chirabo. I have several players, and others are coming in. So the 23 years, these ones who are coming in, we have picked up, and the young ones as well.
So if you're in Africa, CCE, Mary Stewart, and you're going to watch this, please send your girls to the Ewes and be able to get some numbers there for these ladies so they can play rugby ardently as well. Maybe Jude, back to you. You mentioned very many players that you have grown, but I'm sure the list has not been exhausted. Can you point to every club and say there's a Rams guy who had a foundation there?
For now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just point a few. Yes, Pirates is there.
Yes, is there, yes.
Yeah, it's there. and I think apart from the injury sustained, we wish him the quickest recovery.
Yeah.
I think he has done a good job in Uganda rugby.
Yeah.
Not just for Pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at Hizens, Trevor Chan. Trevor Chan was at.
Trevor Chan, okay.
Oh yeah, I
Academy,
think I do remember.
But
Yeah.
we picked him from the academy and made him the player that we really desired to have back. If you remember that the last floodlights national circuit we had at Chadondo,
Yes.
yeah, where Rams were finalists, we defeated Buffaloes in the semi-finals. And
Yes.
I remember I gave him the look that nailed the final coffin in the final nail in Buffalo's coffin.
Yes.
Yeah, and then from there he moved back to Chadondo.
Okay.
Yeah, so Trevor Chan and we see you can see his
He's a fun player.
outstanding player. Yeah. Right now we look at Buffaloes. Sean and Danny Katerega is the captain for Buffaloes. I think that's I told you that was my first crop.
Your first group of players.
The boys are raised from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always happy to see them performing on that pitch.
Okay.
I know they have not yet reached their full potential, but I'm also optimistic to see them rise up there. I know Sebuliba.
Sebuli was in Rams as well?
You ask him, he knows. I think
Wow.
we gave Sebuliba the courage to play club rugby. He was not in Rams, but we always pick him from Chambogo.
Okay.
He was still a
Chambogo,
student
yes.
at Chambogo College.
Yeah.
So always pick him from Chambogo College, give him the game time, and then he got his confidence. Christine was like,
You come. Yeah.
Is there something about Chadondo players that maybe sometimes it makes it hard for you developers to really put your all in them? Because for all the stories I've had, anyone that is being developed in Chadondo, somehow they always go back to Chadondo. So maybe you don't reap from the benefits of your sweat.
Yeah, so I think that's what I was telling you that we moved on now. That if you're coming, I'm going to add value on you. At least I'll need you for 5 years.
Yeah.
That's why
You lock them in for that period of time.
We lock them so that yes, we invest in you, get the best for you, for the club, for Uganda, and then you can choose where the next destination will be. Because that's what would happen. And sometimes you come back with a player, and then later they go. You saw at Cobbs, Josiah Sempeke.
Yes.
Yes, Josiah Sempeke was at Namiriango, in
Yes.
Korevo, in Box. He came to Makerere College.
Makerere College as well,
so
yes.
That's the time we worked with him as Rams.
Yeah.
Makerere College level, put him into Rams Academy. He got onto the Rams team.
Okay.
Played a few games in the league, and then Cobbs was like,
come back home.
come back. This is our boy.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Some Ajmez and after like, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Like this
at least-
week,
Yeah.
this week I've had so many Cobs guys claiming Gavin Mutara.
Eh.
That is a Cobs guy. He's a
That is
Cobs,
a Cobs
after all the
guy.
work they are
After
seeing
all the
him
work they are
doing
saying,
in
yes.
Rhinos. There's
There's
something about those big teams when you finally they
Yeah.
start to blossom. They
When
they
you start to blossom, they want to own you.
Yeah.
So you see, quite a number of warriors. I think the
Yeah.
latest they have there is Caredo. Though they have
Caredo,
had
yes.
players before Caredo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had a season of Mandela there.
Yeah. Even
Ivan
Musisi.
Kawunga.
Yeah.
Musisi, actually, we requested warriors to loan us
Musisi
Oh.
just keeps bouncing from both clubs.
Yeah, so he,
Yeah.
From this side to the
originally
other.
was from Warriors, came to Rams for a loan, is there. It's because these are clubs that have had a good relationship since way
Yeah.
in the Shield.
Yes.
Yeah, so we have developed players all over.
Okay.
And right now, actually, we are going to bring much better players out there because now at least we've aligned the system, focus. All the players we're producing out there for one stage. Yeah, so we don't want the national team coaches to say we don't have players, all players are going to Sevens, all players are going here. No,
Yeah.
we're producing enough for them to pick in the next 2-3 years. Because I think right now, even this very year, there are prospects I see. I know by the end of the season, they should have their collapse to the national team. We already have one on the current team, Opileni Hosanna.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in that setup.
The
Because
seven
hasn't
setup.
yet broken into the main sevens team. Unfortunately, he had sustained an injury from the first circuit. Yeah, so we had to put him off to rest and recover, and he has recovered fully. Yeah, it's just awaiting to be re-unleashed again. Yeah, and we see a lot more prospects.
Yeah, not all heroes were kept. Some are just rams. They do their job on the ground, particularly having very many development players who they bring up the ranks. And then, for one reason or another, you get to know their history later on when you hear that they played for Rams or they had their foundation in Rams. I mean, like Sevuliba, I think you mentioned Victor Adia started before you had even joined, and all these players and the like. So it's good to
Rwakayanga.
Felix Rubega as well. Wow. So after Smack, was it in S4?
I think no. Sorry.
Mm.
No, these guys almost used to play almost the same. It was not Rwakayanga. It was Drake Muyodi.
Oh, Drake Muyodi, yes.
Drake Muyodi.
I remember Drake Muyodi.
Yeah,
He
if
played
you
for
remember,
Pirates,
he was
yes.
another explosive player there.
Yeah, he was an explosive fire guy.
So those are some of the players who won. So Rams has been there.
Wow. So the academy goal is
Just
still
making
on.
it better.
Just making it better. Maybe Immaculate also asked this question, said that you would answer. What do we have to say about your Chigezi Sevens?
Chigezi Sevens. Actually, Chigezi Jude Rugby Sevens, we started them in 2018. The objective was to grow a unique local rugby tournament and push it to international level. That was the main thing.
Okay.
And we've moved even through the lockdown. At least we've been able. Our first objective was to be that in the first 5 years, we should have a team from Chigezi region playing at least in the regional league. It's very fortunate, but this is the 5th year. We have 3 teams from Chigezi region, not just a team. We have the Chigezi Silverbacks, which is playing in the Western League men. We have the Kabale Badge Princess, the female team, which even played in the national for women sevens. And also there's a team from Kisoro called Kisoro Jaguars. And this has created and spurred the growth of rugby in the region. We were able to host the first 2, 2018, 2019. 2020, we didn't have rugby, as all of you know. And 2021, we hosted the national circuit. And I think it was a very, yes, it was return to play.
Yeah.
But I think it was one of the best
circuits
that we had as national sevens. 2022, because of the clash of calendars, we had it as a regional tournament. But 2023, we are starting the international tournament. We've invited teams from Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania, Congo, and Western Kenya. We already started to have
interactions. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. 1,000 Hills and Lions Differ from Rwanda have already confirmed participation.
That's
and
dope.
then Burundi has also confirmed to send a team. I think Tanzania, they replied and they were waiting their confirmation. The team from Western Kenya. And the rest will be Uganda, because we want to grow it beyond the region. We have, over the years, we've built partnerships. Next year, we expect to have a university team from USA.
Okay.
Yeah, and also a team from New Zealand. It will not be a club, but it will be a team of rugby players, because there's one of the people who's working in Kabale is from New Zealand. He has played rugby.
Okay.
He's a brother to Coltman. And even after 2 weeks ago, I was in Kabale. He came, he donated 5 balls.
Okay.
To continue on the development of rugby in Kabale, to go to schools and community centers. So we really want to make this a Ugandan international rugby tournament. And since 2018, well, people have been on board to enable Rams grow this tournament. We had our first partners, Union Safaris. We have individuals who have supported us. Godwin Kayanga, he was not president then,
Yeah.
but he supported the cause.
Yes.
Alex Karimugogu
Okay.
supported the cause, giving us balls, finances. See that at least the thing kick off. We're really grateful because if it wasn't for them, always the start is the hardest thing.
Yeah, the start is the
If
hardest.
it wasn't for them, I think we couldn't have gone to this far, including the regional, also the partners on ground in media, like Voice of Chigezi.
Okay.
So this year, we shall also have both men and women
Okay.
on the main event, as on 16th September. And then on Friday, 15th, we shall have the Legacy Tournament. This is for age grade and schools, both primary, secondary, and then the community centers. Yeah, so we call upon people who love rugby, the fans, the rugby clubs, to come and test the high altitude experience.
The high field of Uganda. Okay, that's good to hear. It's good to hear that the Chigezi Sevens is still on the map. And then maybe as we come to our conclusions here, maybe I'll just ask Immaculate, from the ladies rugby perspective, what do you think can be done to make it better so that your experience as your club and also for women who play rugby is made easier for those who want to join and those who are still playing?
Thank you. I think what men can do, women can do in rugby.
Yes.
Because there is nothing that has changed when we are playing the sport. So the opportunities the men get, the women should also get. I am happy that the National Sevens, they are really trying to do it, unless the first years. So I applaud the ladies in the union for the progress. Another thing is, I think what we are doing, the clubs who come and fetch our players, I think the union should work on it as how we requested, so that we also grow our clubs. You may find a club Ewes who don't have enough resources. So if you come promise a player who is in senior 5, you promise heaven and earth. So for her, she will think the greener pastures the other end. And after reaching there, things are different. So by the time she realizes I have to go back to my mother club, it's late. You know how ladies be. And kuswala. So such things. So we can look into it as the union, as rugby in Uganda, and we let clubs be. Yeah, we support clubs here and there. We find a club is struggling alone, but when it comes to calling up our players, you even give instructions. We need so and so. These are our players. If we want, we can deny them, but you let the players also get the different opportunities.
Maybe a message to your Ewes fans.
For the Ewes players and fans outside there, we promise that the team is just 3 years old, but with the time, it's going to grow and you really enjoy. You may find Ewes in the next 4 years, the Black Pearls. Yes. So
Black
keep,
Pearls is
keep
now on
watching.
notice. Let them watch out. They are now on notice. Be careful. There's a team buffering here for you. Jude, as we sign off, Rams, what a journey for you guys. Wish you all the best, but just a few remarks for your fans as you prepare for your Chadondo Sevens and the others to come.
Okay, thank you, Edwin. I'd like to first thank the Fat Cats for this invitation and for this initiative.
Yeah.
I think these are some of the things that have been missing in Ugandan rugby.
Okay.
Yeah, to spread the game out there to the masses. Thank you for the mileage that you give rugby. Yeah, it has really, at least the word is reaching certain areas where by the time we reach, at least people have, and in this era of social media, smartphone, at least you're doing a great job. Thank you so much. Yeah, to our fans and supporters, thank you for supporting Rams, for standing by us in the league that went tough, because we had those games where they would always come close, but there's no win. But we promised you that the club is on the right path. You can start to see the result as Sevens we started on the low, but we have been improving by each circuit, and it's bound to happen. Yeah, I promise that the objective for next circuit, we are topping that group A of Chad Under Sevens. So whoever is coming should come expecting the fire. Prepare, mark that date, and prepare to come and support Rams and enjoy the good rugby. Thank you.
If you're in Group A, be very careful. You're being put on notice. Rams is Hannah Rams.
Group A that has Cobs and Heathens. Very interesting group. I can't wait for Chadondo Sevens, by the way.
It will be a blast. Ruben.
Maybe on the space, when we were trying to find out intro songs, we were wondering what Ramsey's intro song when they're getting onto the pitch is. Someone said, what song did they say?
Badman from Kamocha.
Is that true? Is it Badman from Kamocha?
It's very true.
Okay.
Yeah, we fear no intimidation.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. We've hosted Rams today, basically telling us about the academy, how they have grown players, how they have groomed players, and how they continue to do so. There's been a call to have ladies from Africa, Box, and Complex, and the hostels there nearby Makerere to join in. They struggle to have the Ewes become the new Black Pearls in 3 to 4 years. So from the Fat Cats, we sign out. Take care till next time.
Thanks for listening in. Share with us your thoughts from today's episode, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.